One girl has been returned 13 times after being adopted. Today I found out the horrifying reason why. Most orphans find a loving family within a few years. However, something was different about Bonnie. She's been returned 13 times, and the actual reason why is terrifying. No one knows where Bonnie came from, but she was the perfect case for an adoption. Blue eyes, blonde hair, and 6 months old. Exactly the kind of child anyone would want. Yet only 2 weeks after being adopted, she was sent straight back with no explanation other than, she's a handful. When she was first handed into the adoption facility, she was found in the backseat of a car that had been in an accident. The driver appeared to have suddenly swerved and ran into a tree. It killed him instantly. However, when the driver was ID'd, he didn't have any children. The girl wasn't one of his relatives, and she was found in a worn-out car seat that had the name Bonnie scrawled on it in black crayon. After the first family adopted her and returned her, it wasn't long before another family was interested. The next couple seems to be an even better fit, the Morrisons. They'd already adopted 3-year-old Lily the year prior, and they were excited to grow their family again. Mrs. Morrison was a teacher, Mr. Morrison was an accountant. Lily was a happy, healthy girl. Well, she was. This family had no idea what they were getting into. Right after Bonnie joined their perfect family, Lily was diagnosed with leukemia. This was out of nowhere. It worked fast. Before the year was out, the family had shrunk, and the Morrison family had to buy a coffin that should never have to be made so small. Everything fell apart after this. Mrs. Morrison started having an affair with one of her students. Mr. Morrison came home to them in bed, and in a rage, he shot them both. The teenage boy didn't survive, but Mrs. Morrison did, although she'd never be able to walk again. During the trial, it came out that Mrs. Morrison felt like she was no longer in control of her actions. She claimed she was sleepwalking when she seduced her student and brought him into her bed. Funny part is, Mr. Morrison said he had no idea where he even got that gun. He didn't own one, and it wasn't registered to him either. Obviously, little Bonnie had to be sent back into the system while her parents were sent to prison. However, this was a recurring issue with Bonnie. I wish I could say it got easier for her from here, but it didn't. Not at all. It got worse even. Not every house was as perfect as the Morrisons could have been. There are so many parents out there that are in it for the paycheck. Frankly, they got what they deserved when Bonnie entered their house. I was on the computer all night to see the path of destruction that laid in Bonnie's wake. House fires, unexpected deaths, some explained, some not. Illness, erratic and violent behavior. The most saintly of people became depraved maniacs, devolving into deviants that sold their kids to sickos and downloaded terabytes upon terabytes of illegal porn. Big brothers began gutting cats, and big sisters were found with their wrists cut in the bathtub. Parents threw children out the window on the second floor. Jobs were lost, homes destroyed. And the only thing in common with each and every one was Bonnie. The last house probably had it the worst, the Zamoras. This poor couple hadn't a damn clue what they were getting into when they adopted Bonnie. They'd already adopted 3 other problem children who came from abusive pasts, so they probably thought that Bonnie would be nothing new, nothing unexpected. Mr. Zamora went into work last week and murdered every one of his co-workers with a shotgun. No one was spared, and it ended only when he turned the gun on himself. The only survivor had managed to hide herself in the closet, and she said that he didn't say a word until everyone else was dead. Then she heard him start to scream uncontrollably. The screaming grew louder and louder until it was cut off by the final shot. I can't say the rest of the family had it easy. On the same day, Mrs. Zamora drowned the youngest child in the bathtub, while the older children ran down the streets naked and wailing. They finally managed to flag down a neighbor and told her, and I quote, "Mom's gone crazy. She's going to kill us all just because of Bonnie." When the police finally got home, Mrs. Zamora had hung herself off the shower rod while Bonnie was busy drawing flowers in the basement. It was like she didn't even know what was going on upstairs. I've seen a lot of children, many who might be concerned problems, but Bonnie takes the cake. This child is a jinx in human form, and I have no idea why. So this is why I've agreed to foster Bonnie. I cannot let this child go into another home knowing what I do now. Bonnie is one of the most beautiful children I've ever seen. Dark golden curls and those wide eyes are such a bright blue they make the sky seem drab. She's quiet, always says please and thank you. And I've yet to see any typical troublemaking behavior. Stealing, hoarding, lying, destroying. I questioned her about all her previous homes, how her entire life she's never spent more than 7 months in a house. At the time we were enjoying dinner and Bonnie looked up from her mac and cheese to ask for some applesauce. When I poured her some applesauce in a bowl, she took it and then she started talking. "I'm a very bad thing. I can't do good things no matter how hard I try, and everyone around me gets hurt because of it. I'm sorry, I'll try to do better this time." I pity this child. I don't know if I trust her, but I do pity her. I only hope I can avoid the fate of Bonnie's other families. I should have known better. I should have seen the signs, but I was blinded by Bonnie's apparent innocence. Things started off normally at first. Bonnie was quiet, polite, almost too good to be true. She seemed happy here, but I began noticing strange events. Food would go missing from the fridge overnight. I'd wake up with mysterious bruises. I swore I heard whispers and giggles late at night, but when I went to check, Bonnie would be fast asleep. The final straw was when I caught Bonnie in the basement surrounded by dead animals. Cats, squirrels, even a stray dog, all arranged in a ritualistic circle. Bonnie just smiled sweetly at me, blood smeared on her face. "I tried to warn you," she said in a sing-song voice, "but you didn't listen.